Hello and welcome to Bright Horse Experience Bites. Today I want to talk about one of our Master Certified courses, Mastering the Experience Management Office, which comes from our friends at the XLA CoLab. Now the people who need to attend this course are those people in an organisation who really need to build, manage and operate experience metrics for their organisation. Now this 2-day Master Certified course goes into all the detail required to equip the attendee to understand how they design, how they build, how they run an experience management office. Let's take a quick look at the agenda. So we're going to start day one with the experience journey. We're going to recap on some of the key experience topics that we discussed before in previous courses. We'll summarise on what employee experience is, why organisations are doing it. We'll recap on how you build experience level agreements. We'll recap on how you build experience indicators. And then we'll go through the 4 key stages of experience, the envision, the enable, the execute and the embrace phases. And then we'll walk through a business case for why you might want an XMO in the first place. And once we're happy with that, we'll move on to the Experience Management Office architecture. And here we'll discuss the mission, the roles, the scope, the skills and the competencies that you're going to need to have a decent XMO in your organisation. Once we're happy with this, we're going to move on to the science of questionnaire construction. It's important when you do an XMO that you have a decent sentiment survey. So we're going to look at question techniques, we're going to look at wording, we're going to look at answer scales, questionnaire construction and frequency. In the next section, we'll cover the science of survey methods. So this is where we'll go through how to design effective surveys that randomly sample a subset of your total population. We'll discuss typical response rates, survey strategy decisions, methods, and sample sizes. And then we'll walk through a practical to show you how decisions on some of these can really impact the viability of a sentiment survey in the first place. And then once we're happy with that, we'll move on to some of the basics of statistics. To have a decent XMO, you need a viable sentiment survey. And to have a viable sentiment survey, you really need to understand some basic maths to make sure that your survey is statistically valid. So we're going to cover that and show you how they plot that into a bell curve, and you can have confidence in the survey answers that you have. When everyone's happy with that subject, we'll move on to the science of measurements. And here in this section, we'll examine the answer scales, the best practice in how you score your answers, and we'll discuss really what happy means and show you that, what's the difference between happy and unhappy, and we'll show you how the best ways to plot these into an experience dashboard. Day 2 then moves this agenda forward, because in day 1 we've talked about and discussed the art and science of how you build and gather sentiment from your organisation, and we discussed in detail the art and science of how you build a sentiment survey. Well, once you've done that, what you really need to do then is start turning that data into information. So in day 2, we're going to focus on how you interpret that and action experience measurements. We'll discuss in detail how you decipher survey results and the 2 key questions an XMO always needs to ask. So what and what now? Is this data telling us something new? Is this data telling us something important? And if it is, what now? What are we going to do about that? How can we improve the experience of our customers or our employees? And as part of this, we're going to look at several experience dashboards. We're going to try and interpret what they're really telling us and how we can improve things for our customers. Finally, we're going to bring all the learning that we've had together in the last 2 days into a large simulated practical exercise, and we'll look at a 9-month rolling XMO for a fictional company called Capstone Incorporation. We'll examine both the X data within that dashboard and the O data within that dashboard, and we're going to try and decipher what it really means and what we could really do about it. And then we're going to bring it all together in a course review, and we'll think about the exam, and we'll think about forward actions that the attendees might need to take forward as they go into their own organisations to do this. So there you are, a 2-day Master Certified level course explaining everything you might need to know about designing, building, managing and operating an experience management office to govern experience metrics for your organisation. Now, if this course is applicable for you and you'd like to attend, then please go to our website, www.brighthorse.co.uk, and use the Contact Us buttons to find out more information.